Hello, members. We'll be back from the short break. Sereko Alan once again, representing Muto Online. We are back with the same subject, biology. We said we are exhausting flowering plants in every part of the syllabus. We have to look at all topics about flowering plants. And for now, we are looking at sexual reproduction in flowering plants. And when we are looking at that, we are looking at flowers. In the previous videos we've been watching, we talked about the flowers in details. We looked at the modes of pollination. We are now going to look at the agents of pollination. So, pollen grains, in most cases, in the cross-pollination, the pollen grains need things that will transfer the pollen grains from the anthers to the stigma. In fact, to the extent that in some plants the flowers are on different plants, yet the pollen grains have to be transferred from that flower on one plant to another flower on another plant for cross-pollination. Among the agents, we have the insects. So you shall find the insect pollinated flowers. So these are called pollinators or agents of pollination. And we also have wind. So we sometimes even have water as an agent. Shall find in aquatic plants, the pollen grains are transferred from the anthers to the stigma by water. We shall look at that in the water lilies. So we can see this flower. There are even insects from the source I got it from. There are even insects. They are looking for the pollen grains. They are looking for the nectar that is produced. We shall see the reasons to why these insects were attracted. Previously, we said that some petals may be veined. You can see these veins. They are there. There are many. Even on the sepals, there are veins. We said they can be feathery. They can be hairy. We can look at the veins. There are even the hairs that are visible. We can count the number. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They are 5 in number, and they are actually free from one another. So we have the essential holes inside here, the anthers and the stigma. We shall look at the details. So these are some of the pollinators we are talking about. We have the insects. Sometimes you may find some books, they call them animals. Some are colored by animals, which are specifically insects. So their characteristics. So we have characteristics of insect pollinated flowers. There are characteristics of insect pollinated. There is evidence that this is insect pollinated because we've even seen the insects on it, which is not the case on this one, on the male flower. We cannot see them here. Why? Why is this one not insect pollinated, yet this one is insect pollinated? We can even just look at the flowers themselves and get the evidence. The insect pollinated flowers we are talking about, when we look at the petals have a certain appearance that is very attractive. Even when you are at a distance, you can see this color, that there is a flower somewhere down there. So this means all insect pollinated or animal pollinated flowers have brightly colored petals. So for any insect, for any flower to be seen easily, these petals must be brightly colored. These petals uh, these flowers have large petals. We shall see a term we use to describe these large petals. They are large and broad to accommodate the pollinators. We shall find that some of the pollinators are bigger than these ones. So these petals must be large and strong to support the weight of those large insects, those large pollinators. So the insect pollinated flowers we are talking about um, produce a lot of scented, actually good scented sticky, scented and sticky produce a lot of good scented and sticky pollen grains. The pollen grains produced by these insect pollinated flowers are sticky, attach themselves to the body parts of the pollinators. Two, they are scented. The good scent of the pollen grains that scent attract the pollinators. And they produce a lot of it, or a lot of the pollen grain, such that the pollinators can feed on it as well as carrying the balance to other flowers. Because we very well know the pollinators are looking for food. They're not helping the flowers, no. They also go there to get food. But much as they eat, there must remain balance that will be carried to the what? To the other flowers. So we are looking at the the animal or insect pollinated flowers. So among them, we said they have brightly colored petals, they have large petals, and they produce a lot of scented and sticky pollen grains. We are looking at the agents of pollination. There are many other characteristics, but we said for us, we give you a start of what you start. A start of what you need for you to build up certain information. So we have what we call the characteristics of wind pollinated flowers. So we are looking at the characteristics of the wind pollinated flowers. There are very many, but we are going to mention a few that are crucial. Let's take an example of this. This one, when I try to tap it, you can see that the anther heads, though this one is still young, it was just forming, but you can see some of the anther heads are hanging freely. These ones are still in the brackets, but the anther heads are hanging freely. If we are to find a fully formed flower, we shall find that when these ones are out of these brackets where they are enclosed, they hang freely and facing downwards. They are hanging freely But as they are hanging freely, the wind can easily swing them, but they still possess their attachment to the filament. So among the characteristics, these flowers have small sized petals. The petals are small. Two, the other heads hang freely and are easily moved by wind. They are not firmly attached. They can easily be swung by wind so that they can release the pollen grains. These flowers produce, yes, a lot, but light and feathery pollen grains. So the pollen grains are light such that they can be moved by wind, and two, they are feathery so that they can float in the air. So these are the reasons to why the pollen grains are light and feathery. These flowers still have dull colored petals. They are dull flowers. So these are some of the key characteristics of of wind pollinated flowers. So the agents must be known to you for reasons we shall see. And these are some of the characteristics of these insect and wind pollinated flowers. This can drive us to the process of fertilization in a flowering plants. And we shall find this in our next video, if you don't mind. Sireko Alan, Muto Online.